Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself and my partners. My name is Damayanti, name 118, which explains slide 3 until 6, and Maydita Rahmawati, number name 116 that describe the program, then Alfi Khaerin, name 094, which explains slide 7 until 10, and we are from team 1. Okay, next I will explain the program with the team queue. I would like to present about implementation queue into item delivery JNE using a double linked list. Okay, there are 4 sections. The first part is the basics of struct theory. Second part, case study. Third part, characteristic and variable. The fourth part, abstract data type. The basics of struct theory. The program we create uses a double linked list struct method. A double linked list is a linked list that has only two pointer variables, that is, a pointer that points to the next node or pointer next, and a pointer that points to the previous node or previous pointer. Each head and tail also point to null. Illustration of double linked list. So in a node there is a data and there are two pointers, namely the next pointer and the previous pointer. When the node is independent, the next pointer will show null. Likewise for the previous pointer will show null. Then when in a linked list there are several nodes, so the illustration is like this. So between vertices pointing to each other, next pointer to the next, previous pointer to the previous, then for the most prone data type, the previous pointer point to null, then for the back vertex, the next pointer point to null. Case study. The case study we take is the implementation of queue into item delivery via JNE, especially in the process of registering item and their delivery. Delivery of JNE goods on the Kencana Jaya Express is seen from the time of arrival of the customer. The queue starts when the customer will register the shipment. First come, then the item will be data first. After that, the item data will be entered into the queue process, making it easier for the admin to process the delivery by the courier, where the good will be sent first and the next good will be processed. Type of data type where the addition of element is done from the rear side and taking element is done from the front. The concept of queue is FIFO, first in, first out, where data comes in first will come out first. Queue start from front to back. If in front have not left the queue, then the queue continue to grow from behind, and the rear queue here is called rear or tail. So as long as the queue continue increase, then the last queue is tail or rear. And queue is process of adding a new element to the queue at the back position. The queue is process of retrieving element from the queue at the forward position.
Abstract data type. Instance. Queue delivery of item. Process items by carrier where the from of arrival customer who register the item first will be processed first in queue and the next batch of item will be followed. Operation. Pendataan barang. Not antrian. Register items and enter in the queue of items to be sent. Process. Courier. Process of item to courier. Tampilkan paket. Print the queue of unprocessed item exit. Track not antrian. string nama, penerima, string nama, pengirim, string alamat, pengirim, string tujuan, in berat, in nama, pengiriman, string kode, tujuan, not antrian, next, not antrian, trip.
Implementation class in queue. Kelas antrian barang. Publik antrian barang. Front equals rear equals null. Void pendataan barang. Kirim barang. Void proses kurir. Void tampilkan paket. Private node antrian front. Node antrian rear. Integer I equals 1. Characteristic and variables. This program has the characteristic of entering the queue of item entered directly. All the data of the item include the destination of delivery, not only the order number of the item. The variables from our program use the variable derived from the case studies queue delivery of item, in which the variable corresponds to what is in the case. For example, send item, not item, variable related to item register data, courier process, and so picking. In data distribution, goods can be initialized by operator queue, while courier process with the queue, the courier takes the item has entered the queue and broke it out.
Okay, then I will explain about the queue program with the case implementation of queue or delivery of item via JNE by using double linked list. Okay, just go to the program. Here we user for header in the program. First, include IOStream and second include Conio.h and 3 include Windows.h and 4 include std.delete.h. Then using namespace std. So here we create struct queue because here we create item listing, the integer and the node queue string will be defined with the attribute and string send name and string receiver name and string address and string destination and in heavily and in long delivery and string destination code. Not queue pointer next is pointer type to now start receivers to next. And not queue pointer brief is pointer to now to start from brief node. In class queue item, there are two parts and public and private. In public content function, void data collection item in node queue is content of the data collection item function. And void carrier process and void show packet and function queue item front equal rear is the null. In this private and not queue pointer front is type points not queue to start the node in front. And not queue pointer rear is pointer type to node to start node rear in I1. Part in main of variable string username and string password and queue item packet and not QI. And then system color it is given the display in yellow. Inline for 6 until 53 is display program, and then cout, please wait, and cout loading. For looping for the plus 6 and cout plus. And system TLS is the cleaning program, while true at display in the login. And cout username and then cout password. If username and equal x and password equal x, it will cout you success login as and cout username and password pass will display the program menu. And option 1, input data packet, and option 2, the process the carrier, and option 3, the packet item not be processed, and option 4, exist. Is option 1, display queue send the data to A, and A contain data from not queue A. And say name, send a say name, and receiver name, a receiver name. A is contains the node A. If all items have been entered, a will appear successfully entered into the queue. Is called data the item collection function. Okay, I++ is doing many loops as the data entered. Okay, next, void queue item and the item collection function. Item collection function of register item and entering into the queue. Not queue pointer temp and new not queue. Temp is have a very meaningful name. Let's use a name like new not queue. And then temp sender name, call a sender name. A is the sender name. Then temp destination, call a destination. Next, temp is the next, and temp is the brief. It is the null. If from is the null and real is the null, then from and the real is the temp. Else not q pointer p and from. Well, the while variable p will return the if from is the null. P is the q of the first word in the from, and p follow the next q. Second queue item will go to the brief after P. Next, P next equal temp, and temp will go to the brief equal P. And then void queue item and carrier process the function is the content carrier will take the item and delete from the queue. Not queue pointer temp is the from, and if from is the null, cout packet is the missing. As cout, then already set. The first queue of the item is the carrier process, the next will in the front. If front in the rear, and from rear is the full null. Then E++, this is looping data item. And then next, void queue item and show packet function is show packet function. It will display a packet data that has been not processed and not queue pointer temp equal float, and if temp it is not now, it will display a packet data that has not been processed. Temp will pointer to the next, and if the item is not in the queue, then cout queue item is empty. And then a function will call in the menu option. If option 2 is will display carrier process, and else if option 3 will display show packet. Okay, next running the program. This is the main display and we must wait for the loading program. Well, before entering the item delivery program menu, login by entering your username and password. Here we enter username X and here we enter password X. Okay, next. This is the item delivery menu. There are 4 menu options. Option 1, input packet data. We can add a queue of items. And option 2, the process the carrier. And option 3, the packet of item must be processed. And option 4, exit. I will option 1. We will input the data, sender name, receiver name, and then destination, and then address, and then heavily and destination code, and long delivery. Then in this data to put item in the Q1. Okay, then add data item option 1. In this data to put item in the Q2. Next, option 1. In this data to put item in the Q3. Okay, next. Next, option 3. In this option 3, show data not the process. There are 3 queue, and Q1, and Q2, and Q3. The first person to arrive to item we will send first. Okay, next, option 2. In this option 2, for the queue of item, Packet 1 has been sent by carrier Q1. If Q1 has come out, the next queue of code will occupy its position. Okay, next. Option 3. So data the process. NQ, NQ2 and Q3. There two queue have not the process. And then option 2, the for the queue of item. Q2 process the courier. Then option 3, so data the packet. And Q3. Then option 4. That's our program. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.